All right, we are live. Can't
Yes.
see the live button there, but we are live. What's a Monday? Hello, how are you, Justin?
How's it going, Dave?
I see Penners in the chat saying producer show should simulcast in Spaces, which is all the trend.
That's
all
the hot
rage.
thing.
Yeah.
That's the hot thing.
I
It's
turned it
Spaces right
on,
now.
and of course, I see Menners doing it, and there was 4 people in there at one of the moments I was in there, and of the 4, Nurse Kim, as always, in every single Minifan-related thing nowadays.
Do you feel like you're kind of like...
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
Is that what you're... is that what you're...
That's pretty much what like, I can only imagine if, like, Mark was in all these chats and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. I don't know, but she enjoys it. Whatever. She's having a good time with it.
Yeah.
You know? So, whatever. As long as it doesn't break up a relationship, I'm fine with it. So, it is what it is. But good morning to everybody. How are you out there? We are not on Spaces, whether you like it or not. I apologize for that. But today it's a good week.
It's a great week.
It's a great week because officially on Wednesday, the Kirk Minihane Show is back. Kirk tweeted yesterday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week.
Yes.
Finally.
3 shows this week. Very exciting. Glad to be back. I'm pumped. No one's more excited than me.
I know. You are ecstatic. I am ecstatic. And as you guys are, what are you smiling about?
It's the way you said it was you're ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to acknowledge what you just said. You can tell we're happy about this. You will never have to hear a producer show, hopefully, for a long time. But it is what it is. So, yes, Wednesday, we're back. Mike is here. Mutt is here. Mutt is on Wednesday. Mutt is...
Yes,
we're working through that, but it's not. It's something may have come up, but we don't know yet officially.
Yeah, it's not that he's moving.
We're
something
hopeful.
around.
He's trying to make it work. So hopefully Mike and Mutt on Wednesday. And yes, we are back. So besides that, it was kind of a hold on. Well, I don't want to read that one. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I can understand why people think the chat's confusing. I think I've said this on other shows. When you're doing like a solo show, the chat is fantastic.
You need the chat because it's
Yeah, when there's stuff going on and me being me, it is hard to kind of follow it. But yes, so show back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and thank God for that. Everyone else, other celebration, it's WrestleMania week. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan.
I'm not. I know Kirk says this all the time. He's like, I'm so surprised you're not a because I fit like the wrestling guy to a T.
Have you ever been to a wrestling show?
I have not.
You would like it.
I'm sure I would.
That's the difference.
But
I think.
Here's the
That's
thing: would I like it because I enjoy the wrestling, or would I like getting drunk and yelling like putting like the ones in the air?
I don't
like.
think
I feel
people-
like I would like getting drunk and put like the ones in the air.
Maybe, but I also don't think people are getting overly hammered at these wrestling shows.
Yeah, except
because it's such a mix of like it's a family. But it's just like it's top to bottom entertainment. So I bring my nephews to them every chance I get.
you know what? I don't think I was allowed to watch wrestling when I was young, like during the Attitude, because the Attitude era
Well, it was on usually after 7:00 at night. Right?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
During weekdays.
Yeah.
That actually probably is a big
Yeah,
reason
you
to it.
are prime because I started before the Attitude Era. You're prime Attitude Era. That,
And I
like,
remember
the
my dad
first-
saying like it's very inappropriate. They make a lot of they swear a lot and they make a lot of jokes that are inappropriate for children.
Yeah, I actually agree with the world today. Like, don't get me wrong, the women in wrestling are attractive right now. But like, I was literally masturbating to these WWE stars.
They never did.
These women.
I remember
just...
like girls in my not girls, guys in my school would have like the magazines or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
I used to bring
the Diva magazines or whatever.
I was one of those guys.
And they would be like, "Oh my God, look at how hot this girl is," and they just never did it for me.
Yeah, well, they did it for me. I know that. Sunny specifically was the most searched person on AOL, by the way, and she kills people. So, all right, WrestleMania week. Besides that, Minifan stuff was kind of light. We had Menners live this weekend. Decent show. Got on Spaces, but not a ton of takeaways.
I like
just
the idea of trying something different. Spaces is the hot.
I think just in general, I don't know if it's Elon pushing out Spaces, but it just seems like I'm seeing a lot more Spaces activity on a wide variety of things. Obviously, not just in the Minifan world or the Barstool world, but just in general, it seems like Spaces is kind of getting a resurgence to some extent.
Well, isn't Spaces just a ripoff too of that? Wasn't there another app that was hot for like a minute?
Yeah,
Clubhouse.
Yeah, I was trying to go viral on that. Right, that was I was like a day one Clubhouse guy. It just never took off.
Yeah,
but it's good because then obviously I kind of like it too because you can listen anonymously to some of this stuff too if you don't want people to know you're in there. So I kind of like all.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also listen anonymously on YouTube.
Yes, that's fair. That is fair, but there's something about it, like just seeing that you can literally see the people who are in there, and then they can raise their hand. I don't know. I like the experience. I don't hate the experience. So, but I'm seeing spaces pop up all the time now. So either way, but the picture this weekend from Mutt, we were going to talk about, just the only thing I want to talk about Mutt because it snowed in Massachusetts. Did it snow on Friday or was it just Saturday?
I think it snowed both days.
I think it snowed both days, Friday and Saturday. Mutt, you got to get a new brush, buddy. Like I'm sorry, but you gotta get a new brush.
I didn't even take it.
I feel like you like that. Like, do your brush? You're riding that thing till it basically snaps. I feel like you like get attached to things like that to some extent.
No, what I like to do, and this is actually very dangerous, is I don't really like to blow off a lot of the snow, wipe off a lot of the snow on my car.
Okay.
I like to do like the wind, while
you're driving,
the windscreen.
Oh.
I mean, the glass parts I do.
Yes.
But then when I'm driving,
so you can see what you're driving.
I like the snow on like the hood of the car. Because when you're driving, it blows and it looks like you're going into hyperspace.
It's in my top 10. It's in my top 10 most satisfying feelings.
What?
Keeping snow on your car, and as you're driving down the highway going faster and faster, the snow blowing on your windshield.
And it looks like you're in hyperspace in Star Wars.
I've never put it together with the Star Wars angle, but just in general, it's in my top, did I say 15 feelings? It's in my top 15 feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. But either way, that brush that Mutt was showing off, that's been around the block. There's some history to that brush. Either way.
See this brush, but yeah.
You haven't seen the brush? You didn't notice brush?
I didn't notice the brush.
Oh, that's the only thing I noticed.
Oh yeah. But also they get that way if it's like if it's full of snow and it's frozen.
Yeah,
they get that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy that it snowed this weekend. I was pissed.
Cold as shit. Yeah,
I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's warm weather.
What's going on?
I thought.
Here?
By the way, I
Bullshit.
thought today was Marathon Monday for some reason. Do you think this?
I didn't think that until driving in. I saw something that was like, for the marathon, do this, and I was like, oh, is it today marathon Monday?
Because we're in a prime spot to get fucked by that traffic, right? Like, how are we gonna have to maneuver? We're gonna have to maneuver next. I think I've been here for 3 Marathon Mondays, and I don't remember it causing a problem in the morning. But I don't know. I feel like we're right in it to some extent.
We going to the marathon this year?
We're not going to the marathon. Yeah, I'm not into that. So, all right, we'll move on from Mutt's thing. You went to Ted's on for some reason. We knew this was happening and we talked about it, but then we didn't talk on Friday as if to see if one of us was going. You went on. How was it?
It was great. It was at a brewery in Raynham, I believe.
Okay.
It was good. It was small. You walk right in. There was probably about.
How was the beer at the brewery?
70, 80 people there. It was great.
Yeah.
It was. I will say, like, I think I
like local breweries.
I might be like a solo
brewery guy. Is that where you're going with this?
I think I only want to drink beer from breweries now.
Oh, you're turning into an IPA guy.
Yeah,
I'm not an IPA guy.
I am an IPA, but they also have like blondes and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you drank those ones that, no disrespect, I had one, but Steve, your Live to Tape guy, brought in some beer. Yeah, he's a beer guy, and you loved those, didn't you? You liked his a lot.
Yeah, I like a New England IPA. I don't know. I think I'm turning into that. But anyway, so I go there. It was a good time. Ted was the host. He made some jokes. There was a couple Minifans in the crowd that were there.
Nice.
It was nice to see that. Ted was great. He had a couple. He did ask me, like, I know, like, so with like Andy Mayo, like I just posted his entire set.
Yeah.
Ted did ask me before, and he's like, don't. He's like, please don't, just because I have to use.
Ooh, Ted has rules.
Use these jokes all the time.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I only posted the first like minute or two.
Yeah. I like that. I could kind of see him and even Mike getting involved with something, like Mike being a host of a comedy night like that. I could see that as well.
There was a very funny part though that I'm sure Ted will bring up next time he's in the studio, and I'll hint at it here. He had a couple Karen Reed jokes, and he was crushing it beforehand. He's talking about this
producer show's turning into the fucking Karen Reed show. I don't know why we're doing this to
ourselves. So he's talking about like training as a manager at his job. It was very funny. A lot of his jokes are based upon the fact that he's in a wheelchair.
Yep.
And then he starts talking about this Karen Reed thing, and you could just hear a pin drop. The entire crowd was like, okay. And like, they were funny jokes. Like, pretty much one of the jokes is like, of course she did it because she's a woman and she's a bad driver. And at one point he goes, I'm going to keep going with this because it seems to be killing. And it was very funny. Yeah. And he was great with the punches, and the other comedians poked fun at him too a little bit.
There you go. Good attendance?
Yeah, good attendance. About like 70, 80 people.
Nice.
I'd say for a good, Saturday night at a brewery.
I don't know. Is that a newer brewery?
I have no idea.
It's kind of our neck of the woods. I always say like you and I are in the same area. And I remember like, because breweries are just places where like they usually have like stupid games you can play. You can bring kids to breweries.
Yes.
That was like a good Saturday afternoon activity for me. I wouldn't, go have one or two.
Bring kids to why do they say yes to that? Like I don't think you should bring a kid to a brewery.
Why?
Because it's
have you ever been to what's that place in Canton? You ever been to that huge one? It's literally like the greatest when the weather's
Island?
out. No, that's Norwood. I forget the name of it, but there's just a huge field, great food, great beer, and then the kids are just like running around playing soccer. They're playing. What's the difference between that and a barbecue?
Oh, I guess maybe the breweries by me. They're not really focused on children. They're more focused on.
I don't know the one. I don't know the one in Raynham.
I actually believe the one I normally go to is 21 plus.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
So
they just they hate families. That's
I
all.
guess, or they're
a lot of dogs, and you could bring your dog. So pre-kids, you could bring your dog to places.
Well,
like
anyway,
that was good.
Back to Ted's thing. There was a couple. There was like a comedian from the Cape, a comedian from New Hampshire. They were all right. I will say there was a bigger comedian there.
Yep.
And at one point he said, God gifted him with this 6'2" body, and he's very fat now, and he threw it away because he's fat. And my biggest takeaway is he's not 6'2".
Oh.
I wanted to like go up to him and be like, hey motherfucker, someone who's like, I kind of felt like as a big boy who's tall, and like that's one of the things I can take pride in my physical appearance is I'm tall.
Should have went after him.
I want to be like, you're fucking 6 foot.
You should have went and told him.
6 foot at post.
Definitely. Oh, Steve will have to tape being corrected in the chat, by the way. It's Trillium in Canton, which is a great brewery. It's not Treehouse, it's Trillium. So, all right.
But it was good. He says he's going to do it more and more.
Yeah.
Often. So
that's good.
The main act was very funny.
The headliner was good.
Headliner was good.
Nice.
It was weird though because they had
So you got your event in for the weekend, so that's good. You were going to go to that Taylor Swift show, right?
Yeah, and it was the same price, $25.
Yeah.
My dad didn't want to go. It broke my heart a little bit, but they had an intermission right before the headliner, which is very weird in comedy because it kind of like kills all momentum.
Yeah, I thought they like are obsessed with having somebody do like at least 5 minutes before they go on or something like that. Yeah.
So
interesting strategy choice. You saw Kirk tweet about the Masters. Everybody talking about the Masters yesterday.
Kirk was almost right. I'll say it. I mean, it was as given as anything, and Rory was choking it down that. Kirk said Rory's not going to win this thing, and Rory tried not to win this thing.
It was the most entertaining Masters I think I've ever watched. It was fantastic. Clearly, Rory McIlroy is. I mean, at the end of the day, he won it, so he pulled it off somehow. But like, he's got to be an absolute like disaster in his brain in situations like that.
I guess. But he also
he also won and hit an amazing shot to win it.
He also won, so yeah. So I mean, like, it doesn't matter if you win. I don't really follow the Masters, but I'm going to compare it to winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like, who cares if you win the Super Bowl? 35-0, or if you win 24.
Well, he's
22.
gone like he's like considered obviously one of the best golfers in the world, and he had gone, I think it's like 10 years without winning one of the biggest, one of the 4 biggest tournaments that go on each year. He had 10-year drought, so clearly that was going on with him for a long time. But I don't know. It's not. What are we going to do to analyze the Masters? But it was compelling to watch either way.
Yeah, and I saw Kirk hit his Corey Connors bet.
Corey Connors,
top Canadian.
He was in the hunt.
He was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
Freddie missed out. I forget what the cut was, but Freddie missed it.
Just missed it.
Yeah, I think he bogeyed the last hole on Friday. That was his last chance. I think
he missed it by 2.
Did he end up missing? So he wouldn't have made it even if he hit that putt.
Par, yeah.
So, but entertaining either way. Let's see. You wanted to talk. I brought up to you this today because I traveled last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't travel often, so I never like pay attention to the new rules are going on. All of a sudden, this fucking Real ID thing's been popping up in my life. And I asked you, like, have you heard about it? And you're like, well, I have a Real ID. I thought this was like a brand new thing that happened.
Yeah, I think it's been going around. Like, I think I looked it up this morning, and because I was like, I'm pretty sure like this is in response to 9/11, like to make flying safer.
I've heard nothing about it until the last like couple weeks.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, I'm a dummy, so I've obviously missed it.
It became legislation in 2005, and they keep on pushing back the deadline.
So will they do that again? Hopefully.
Probably. I mean, Trump's pushing everything back right now.
Hopefully.
But no, I signed up for Real ID, I think, in like 2018.
I know, that was weird to me. All of a sudden you pull out your license, you have like a star on your license that I never even knew I could have gone and got.
Yeah, I think it's a Real ID. It said star on your top right of your license. So
first warning of deadline for these was pre-COVID, Mike. I'm a fucking asshole. Like, that's just how much time have I had to
No, but I think every single year they've been like, oh, it comes up to the deadline, and they're like, actually.
Pretty much the only reason I know is because my wife's traveling in May, and she didn't do anything about it, so now she's in a panic to get hers done, which I think she's going to end up getting it, luckily.
Yep.
But like, I don't know. I should probably figure that shit out.
I know, it's weird. I think it's the same thing as Real ID, as a regular ID, except you have to like show like proof of residence. Like you have to show like a bill or something.
Yeah, she had to. She's like born and raised in Vermont, so she had to have her dad go get like a
birth certificate
in Vermont and shit like that. Excuse me. So I don't know, but you got it. You don't have a problem. I got to figure that out at some point. So what's the 911 call you were teasing?
Oh, yesterday I had to call 911. I was in a Shaw's parking lot in Norwood.
Ooh. I don't love that one.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like the location of it, right across from the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like that spot. Are you in Norwood?
I was at Shaw's.
So you like Shaw's because Mansfield's big Shaw's town, right?
I like Shaw's because they have Pokemon vending machines.
Oh, and all of the Shaw's, they have Pokemon vending machines?
In most of the Shaw's.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a couple packs. I was sitting in my car. I was opening them up. I had no hits, for everyone wondering. I got no hits, no Clefairies, no Charizards or anything.
Yep.
Anything like that. And I just suddenly hear, "You hit me! You hit me! How the fuck did you hit me?" And I turn around and there's this older woman who's like on the hood of a car, and she's like grabbing her leg, and she's like, "You hit me!" And then another older woman like gets out of the car and it's like, "Oh, what happened?" She's like, "How the fuck did you not see me?" So I get out. I was like, "Okay, let's everyone calm down," because
There's two old women yelling at each other.
Yes, one of them hit the other one in the parking lot.
Okay.
And then the one who's hit is like screaming, and so I'm pulling her. I help her over to my car, and she's like leaning against it. I'm like, "Do you want me to call 911?" She's like, "Yes." So I call 911, and I'm like, "Hey, a woman was hit by a car in a parking lot in Shaw's." And it's weird when you call 911 now. It's like not like it's all like there's no such thing as like a town 911 center anymore. It's always like a local area.
Yep.
So they were like, "What's your location?"
It's like a local. It's a like a dispatch that handles a lot of places, and then they send it out. Yeah.
So I was like, and I don't know, like if the woman was, maybe it was just
this is hero shit out of you. What if no one was there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I call 911, and they're like, "What's your location?" I was like, "Oh, the Shaw's in Norwood." And they're like, "Okay, what's the address?" And I was like, "I don't fucking know." I was like, "I'm from Mansfield. I'm here for Pokemon." She was like, "Okay, why are you calling?" And then at one point, the 911 operator goes, "Why are you calling 911 and not her?" And I was like,
"Whoa!"
I was like, because she asked me to. I don't know. She seems to be in a little bit of pain, and she's getting like the information to the woman. So I'm calling, and then she's like, "Okay." And then like a minute later, she's like, "That was very nice of you to call 911." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That was a very classy move by you.
So so I
It could have been my grandma. That was her supermarket right down the street.
Oh, really? Well,
Pearl. Yeah.
Well, the police came, took her to the hospital because she said her leg was hurting really bad. They exchanged information, and
wow,
no big deal.
She can't even go to Norwood Hospital anymore. We're just talking super hyper local now.
Yeah. Now, when was the last time you called 911, Dave?
The last time I called 911. I certainly don't remember it easily. I don't think I ever called from any car accidents or anything like that. I don't remember having to call 911.
I called 911 a year ago because Bubba was having trouble breathing.
You seem to call 911 quite often, huh?
No, not really.
Once a year? It's a decent little average.
Maybe. And then one time I was driving to New Jersey, Atlantic City, to go to a music festival. I was driving. I just saw A Day to Remember in Providence, and the next night was Warped Tour Music Festival in Atlantic City. So I'm driving. It's like super late at night.
Yep.
And I get sideswiped on the highway. And I call 911. I'm like, "Hey, I just got hit." And they were like, "Do you know where the car is?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Well, there's really nothing we can do." Like, okay.
Jesus.
I was like, "Okay, thanks, Connecticut."
Yeah, thank you.
Hung up.
Speaking of music, by the way, you watch any of the Coachella stuff?
No, I Coachella just seems like it would be the worst thing in the world. I always see like behind the scenes of people like running to the front of the gate. There's 1 trillion people there. Tickets are maybe like $2,000 each. It seems like hell on earth.
Benson Boone covered Bohemian Rhapsody. Fantastic performance.
Who's Benson Boone?
Benson Boone is, Beautiful Things. You know that song, Beautiful Things? No?
I'm thinking of Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson.
It's definitely not Beautiful People. No, this is like a somewhat new, but it was a great cover. And Adam Lambert is normally the Queen guy, but Benson Boone might have to be the Queen guy because it was an unbelievable.
Oh, they're kicking him out?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? There's a lot of people who were hyping that up over the weekend. So, but all right. The only other thing I wanted to bring up from the Minifan world, which was, I gotta say, I probably agree with him, is Montante's tweet over the weekend about Brianna Chickenfry. Probably take that $12 million if you're looking back on it.
Yeah, so Brianna Chickenfry tweeted that she was somewhere, like thanks to High Noon.
Yeah.
And she tweeted out.
Probably something Coachella. Oh, or were they in Miami? I thought, I don't know. Either way, she was at like a music festival or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like thanks to High Noon for flying us out.
Right.
And Montante quote tweeted, it's like, "You probably should have taken the money." I guess, but I mean, also like it's her decision. She doesn't want to take it. She doesn't want to take it.
Yeah, but it's also like she's not talking about it really. You didn't end up learning that much information. Probably should have taken the money. I think I mean,
probably, but like, I don't know. Maybe it would have been like on her conscience. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get from a credibility standpoint, she's got a lot of credibility. If he does something stupid, she can call it out and all that stuff now going forward. But I don't know. We'll bring up something on Wednesday. I got another bone to pick with Brianna Chickenfry. And what's her partner's name there?
I don't know her new partner.
No, not partner. Like on the podcast. Josh.
Oh, Josh?
Yeah. We'll bring it up on Wednesday. But besides that, only the story that I saw over the weekend, which was kind of crazy, and I've defended because I'm a day one Bill Belichick guy. I even defended him with the girlfriend. I was kind of like, all right, she's acting as a de facto assistant. I did everything I could to try to defend that wall to some extent. Not that my opinion ever matters. I can't defend that fucking video that came out over the weekend.
Oh, of her walking onto the
And by the way,
field.
like that fucking jacket. What in God? Literally,
that was not a jacket. That was like a bathrobe.
I said to you, it looked like she was gonna enter the women's Royal Rumble with that fucking thing. Like, what are we doing? Why is she on the field? Why? I'm assuming because it was part of that. It wasn't the same video where she was doing cheerleading. Was it the same video where she was pushed up, like where she was doing a cheerleading act?
No.
Okay, it was a different video. I'm sure she was with the cheerleaders or something, I guess. But
maybe. I feel like she would probably think that she's above them.
What the fuck? And she's like putting something in Belichick's pocket. Like, get off the... I never once saw Linda Holiday on the football field during football activities. The only time I saw Linda Holiday was pictures of her with the other wives at charity events and shit like that. Like, what are you doing and why?
There was a picture of them on a train. Remember that? That was a very cute picture.
What was the picture?
You don't remember like Bill Belichick like sleeping on Linda Holiday on a train?
Oh, I do remember that picture, yes.
It was adorable.
That was a lovely picture. But
like,
holy... How do you defend that video?
Yeah, it's tough. This is just Bill Belichick now. I mean, I think
crazy.
This is who he is. I mean, videos have come out of him on the practice field. Still sounds like he's got it. Still sounds like he's old Bill. I don't think he's lost a step.
I'm sure from a football perspective, nothing. I'm sure it has no.
She
impact.
Keeps him young. How does he relate to these players?
Right. Well, yeah, because he's inviting like all these rappers. I think it was Lil Wayne was at practice the other day.
He probably co-star and he's like, what are the TikTok trends? What what can I be doing?
I don't know. It's just
hitting
weird.
the nay.
It's just weird. That video was just disturbing overall. But yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? For some reason, we were going through topics this morning, and you said I got to talk about Hooters.
I want to talk about Hooters real quick.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of breaking my heart.
Okay.
Reports came out that they're like, so Hooters went through bankruptcy a couple months ago. Like the whole, like the franchisees ended up buying pretty much the corporation. And now they're kind of in like a rebuild stage.
Franchisees collectively own Hooters as the brand now.
I think so, or maybe I got that all wrong, but that's not I care about. I care about is that there's been like news reports the past couple of weeks where it's like Hooters is going to rebrand. They want to turn it to more of a family friendly restaurant. They want to take away like the Hooters girls like aspects being like hot, which is fine. I don't go there for the Hooters for the Hooters girls specifically,
right?
But my thing is that as long as you're called Hooters and you still have that stigma, you're not going to win over. Like, truthfully, I think it was a family restaurant. I went to Hooters plenty of times with my family, all five of us on a road trip back. From,
definitely not a family restaurant. I get it. Once you get over that hump, I can understand the Trudell family being like, okay, we like the food, we like the environment. I bet your dad didn't mind who was serving him the food. At all.
I don't think my mom minded either. It was right. like it was like this is the restaurant. It wasn't a strip club. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
But like you're
someone
never
in the chat who doesn't go for the girl. I mean, it's
you go for the wings. The wings are A1.
Sure, but I'm sure you could find good wings elsewhere as well.
You can, but you can find good girls elsewhere too.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. We
All right.
want to get into this argument.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my thing is the family that's super conservative and doesn't want their anything like that. They're 100%. Even if Hooters turns into Applebee's 2.0, they're going to choose Applebee's over. No one's going to be like, oh, let's go check out Hooters. I heard there's not as much cleavage there now. Sure.
But they have all this. Let's go into marketing speak for a second. They have all this brand equity. Do you just throw it away because you don't want to like show off women's tits anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't think people are being driven away by the tits.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, is the Hooters I know and love?
It's a great logo. It's iconic. Even just the owl aspect of it.
Is the Hooters I know and love like is gone? Is it gone?
Yeah, it seems like it is.
Is it gone? Like 10 years from now, will I have to be like, hey, I remember when Hooters was something else. Right. And they're like, oh, you're telling me
we're not even like in a Hooters part of the country, by the way. Like
absolutely
right.
not. No.
This is like how many Hooters are there in Massachusetts?
4.
Yeah,
I know that.
Not a lot. And even that Dedham one isn't even that. It's newer.
Yeah, there's one in Dedham, Saugus,
I say
Springfield, and
if you're not going to make it about the tits, I say get rid of it entirely and rebrand it to a true old school family restaurant, which it would either be Bugaboo Creek.
Bugaboo. I went to Bugaboo Creek
it was fucking
once.
the fries at Bugaboo Creek were fantastic. The moose would like talk to you on the wall, shit like that. That was great. Or I say you bring back Ground Round.
They are.
I know they have one. That's like a one-off. I don't really count that one. I don't, and that just opened. I know we talked about it on the show. That just opened. It's a one-off thing. I say that they collectively rebrand to something that has, already an existing brand but isn't here anymore.
I don't know. I'm just gonna. It's gonna be sad the day when I like drive by and I see like, oh, it's gonna.
You went to Dedham, right?
I go to Denham. I used to go to the one in by Worcester. Why the fuck can I think of though?
The Woo.
No, it was one. It was the town next to Worcester.
Bugaboo Creek. You like that throwback? The talking moose at Bugaboo was wild as a kid. Thank you. I deserve credit for busting that one out. Definitely. Bugaboo Creek ribs. Yes. So, yeah, that's hard for you.
It's going to be sad. It's going to be like, wow, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Oh, the only thing we were going to point out, it's not. I guess it's Barstool related. Is it was kind of funny seeing Portnoy kind of not lose his shit entirely. I think he's fair. Everybody was kind of, their brains were melting over the tariffs early in the week when the market was crashing. But then all the way to go to Saturday night where he's like shaking his hands and saying something to Trump right there. It's just a funny dynamic. That's all. But I guess everybody, what are you going to do there?
He said he mentioned about the water pressure, which I will say after getting my new shower installed.
Oh, right. I forgot about the new shower.
I got a new shower installed. Yeah. It was a little sad. It's a walk-in shower. It's no longer a tub.
You guys do that all yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
Had someone come and do this. Water pressure is not the same. So
Bugaboo Creek and Rainforest. Yeah, I never was a Rainforest. I think I went to the Rainforest. Is there a Rainforest Cafe at Disney?
Maybe. I know there used to be a Rainforest Cafe.
What's the other kind of goofy? I think it is a chain, but it's not huge or anything.
Bubblegum Shrimp?
No. There was something in downtown Disney that I thought maybe it was the Rainforest Cafe.
Shrewsbury. Thank you.
Shrewsbury is where the Ground Round is?
No, it is where the Ground Round is, but that's also where the Hooters I would frequent.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Any other topics you want to hit before we go?
No, just happy Kirk's back.
Happy Wednesday back, Mike and Mutt.
Don't have to listen to us ramble about Hooters and Bugaboo.
That's right. Thursday, Friday. So 3 KMS shows this week, back full throttle. That's all. So producer show, I guess we'll see you when we see you.
Spotify.
Hell of a run.
Spotify.
I'm not taking that deal. You're different than me. You're not a show first guy like I am. So
I know, $30 million. $30 million.
Yeah. So the producer show, we'll see you when we see you. That's all. Goodbye.